Hello and welcome to our news roundup. Abdelmajid Tebboune was sworn in today as the new president of Algeria after taking the oath in an official ceremony at the Palace of Nations here in Algiers, pursuant to Article 89 of the Algerian Constitution. The ceremony was very festive and colorful outside and inside the hall, mainly marked by the presence of high-ranking officials. After reciting few verses of the Holy Quran, the chairman of the Constitutional Council, Canal, took the floor and recalled the final results of the presidential election won by Abdelmajid Tebboune with a turnout of 58.13%. Then the head of state repeated the oath articulated by the first president of the Supreme Court, who declared Abdelmajid Tebboune new president of the Republic. Immediately after the swearing-in ceremony, Tebboune took up officially the reins of office in accordance with the above-mentioned article of the Constitution. In a keynote speech, the head of state, Abdelmajid Tebboune, presented his thanks and gratitude to the Algerian people with all the honors it implies for their trust in electing him as the new president of Algeria, while in the same instance assuring the Hirak, the popular protest movement, to have an open-door dialogue, seeking to find a satisfying platform with a promising perspective of a solution to the current national crisis. The head of state also insisted on his commitment to build a new republic in line with the people's hopes and dreams for justice and better future, along with fighting the plague of corruption, improving their living standards, and decreasing unemployment by creating new job opportunities for the rising generation. The new president also called upon national media to embrace a renewed professionalism and developing increased professional standards and ethics to be up to the nation's wishes and expectations, while assuring them of the state's support and incentives to practice their profession to the full extent of freedoms vested by the law. The head of state reiterated Algeria's strong position in matters of international affairs on a regional scale for the Grand Arab Maghreb, while stressing on Western Sahara as a matter of decolonization, while resolving such an issue should not be a source of dissent for neighboring states, and seeking stability in Libya and a call for Libyans to unite themselves to have a sustainable, developed state. Abdelmajid Tebboune reiterated Algeria's will to make it its priority and its involvement as a key peace bringer for that matter. Abdelmajid Tebboune urged the Arab countries to strengthen their alliances while leaving aside past and present differences, namely for Syria, Iraq and Yemen, and expressed his hope that these countries overcome their dire political instability, which has lasted for a long time, and put an end to their untold suffering of their people. By the end, the new president showed once again his support for the Palestinian people and their noble cause as one of the everlasting pillars of Algeria's foreign policy. Just after the swearing-in ceremony, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, was decorated with the Order of Merit Medal Sadr by the outgoing head of state, Abdelkader bin Saleh.
رئيس الدولة لتقليد السيد عبد المجيد تبون رئيس الجمهورية الديمقراطية بوسام صدر مصف الاستحقاق الوطني.
For his part, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, awarded the Order of Merit Medal Sadr to the outgoing head of state, Abdelkader bin Saleh, for the efforts he made during his short term of presidency. The same Order of Merit Medal was awarded equally to the Deputy Minister of National Defense, Chief of Staff of the National People's Army, ANP, Lieutenant General Ahmed Gaid Saleh, in recognition for the efforts he made in preserving security during this sensitive period and the role he played to ensure the respect of Constitution and the state's institutions. Abdelmajid Tebboune took up officially office on Thursday as President of the Republic. Upon his arrival at the headquarters of the presidency, President Abdelmajid Tebboune reviewed a detachment of the Republican Guard, who gave him the honors and hailed the national emblem, to be then welcomed by the outgoing head of state Abdelkader bin Saleh before heading to his office. Earlier in the day, President Tebboune was sworn in and delivered a speech to the nation. Abdelmajid Tebboune is the 8th president of Algeria after a long and brilliant career. He was born in Mashriya in Nama province, southwestern Algeria. graduated from the National School of Administration by the end of the 60s. Then he held the position of General Secretary and Governor for several provinces before becoming Minister Delegate in the early 90s. By the end of the 90s, he was appointed Minister of Communication after 7 years away from the government, then the Minister Delegate in charge of local authorities. In 2001, he was appointed as the Housing Minister and initiated the famous ADL plan, intended for the middle class. But he couldn't implement this promising program because he was removed 1 year later. The head of state took in 2017 the interim trade ministry management, throughout which he encouraged investment in partnership with several countries. Then he was appointed by the end of May 2017 Prime Minister. During this short period, he stepped up efforts to boost the national economy, but in vain, since the former president, along with the gang, terminated his duties. President of the Republic, Mr. Abdelmajid Tebboune, appointed the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sabri Bouqadoum, acting Prime Minister, and instructed the members of the current government to continue their task of managing current affairs, according to a communiqué released by the Presidency. Prime Minister Noordin Bedoui presented his resignation to the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, who accepted it. That's it for our news roundup. Thanks for joining us. Good night.